All right, today we're diving into something pretty wild, a new experiment in AI. What if, instead of just, trusting an AI's decision, we could actually watch it think? I mean, literally watch its reasoning process play out, grounded in the undeniable laws of physics.
So why did the AI do that? It's a question we're all starting to ask, right? You see an AI approve a loan or deny one or flag a post. It even issues fines that can affect your day-to-day life. But when you try to ask why, you often get nothing, just a black box. The machine just decided. And that, right there, is a massive problem for trust.
Okay, so to really get what's so cool about this new idea, we have to talk about the core problem it's trying to solve. And that is, of course, the infamous black box of AI.
So let's take a simple example, like an AI that sorts through parking tickets. It might look at one and go, okay, simple mistake. And then look at another and say, nope, this was totally malicious. But how? Well, its logic is buried deep inside this crazy complex web of numbers, of millions of mathematical weights and biases. It's a tangle that even the people who built it can't completely unravel.
And this quote from the project's own README file, wow, it just nails it. It says that the lack of explainability erodes public trust. And that's it, right? This isn't just a coding problem, it's a people problem. If we can't understand why these systems are making decisions that affect us, our trust in them just disappears.
Okay, so how do you bust open that black box? Well, the solution this project offers is really fascinating. It's a total paradigm shift. They're asking, what if an AI's decision wasn't some hidden statistical guess, but was actually a predictable physical process? Something as clear and deterministic as, say, a ball rolling down a hill.
And this chart just lays out that philosophical shift perfectly. You see, with traditional AI, the logic is based on those hidden weights. It's a black box. But with this H7 framework, the logic is simulated physics. It's completely transparent. You can audit it from beginning to end. Totally different ballgame.
But wait a second, how do you take messy human stuff, like the note on a parking ticket, and feed it into a clean physics simulation? Well, that's where Google's powerful new model Gemma steps in. But its role here is super specific and probably not what you're thinking.
And this is the key thing to understand. Gemma is not the judge. It's not deciding if someone's guilty or innocent. Think of it more like a super intelligent translator. The creators actually call it an information oracle. Its only job is to read the human story and turn it into the exact starting numbers for the physics experiment.
So here's how that translation process actually works, in 3 simple steps. First, Gemma reads the context, the text on the ticket. Second, it pulls out 2 very specific physical values from that text. And finally, step 3, it just hands those values over to the H7 classifier and lets the simulation begin. So what are these 2 physical parameters? They're really the heart of this. First, you've got density, or rho. That basically represents how severe the violation was. So like blocking a fire hydrant, that's going to be a super high density event. Then you have velocity, or v. This one represents the intent behind the action. Was it malicious, or was there a good reason, like a medical emergency?
And check this out. This is the actual prompt they use for Gemma. Look how specific it is. It's told to analyze the violation and extract just 2 parameters, density and velocity. And then, this is the important part, respond only with JSON. No opinions, no commentary, no final decision. This is so critical. It's how you build a truly cognitive system, right? By making it modular, where each piece has one single, clearly defined job that you can check.
And it gets even smarter. The system is designed for real-world resilience, which is huge if you want something that's actually, cognitive and can handle problems. So if the cloud connection goes down and it can't reach the big Gemma model, it doesn't just die. Instead, it can switch to a smaller Gemma model that's running locally, right on the device, using this thing called ONNX. This means it can keep working even if it's completely disconnected, say, in a disaster response scenario. It's robust and adaptive.
Okay, so Gemma has done its job. It's read the context and given us our starting conditions. Now, the H7 classifier takes over. Let's see how these laws of physics actually steer the system to a final decision. The way this simulation is set up, it can only end in one of 3 possible states. They call these ternary attractors. You've got +1, which is a constructive outcome, meaning there was a good reason. You've got 0, which is just a neutral, administrative thing. And then you have -1, a destructive outcome for something malicious or dangerous.
And the system doesn't just leap to a conclusion. No, it evolves over time. It gets pulled and pushed by two competing forces, both of which are based on real physics concepts.
The best way to think about it is like a marble rolling over a landscape that has three deep valleys. The first force is conservation, which is kind of like the marble's momentum. It's what keeps it moving. The second force is dissipation, which is like gravity. It's constantly pulling that marble down into one of those valleys, which represent our three stable conclusions.
And here's the beautiful part, because you can actually watch and calculate that entire journey, every single step, every push and pull of the forces, as it settles into a final state. The whole process is completely transparent. The black box, it's gone. You can literally see how the decision was made.
So, I mean, this sounds amazing in theory, right? A totally transparent AI based on physics. But does it actually work? This is where the story gets really honest, and I think really interesting. When the creators ran a test on 8 different parking violation scenarios in their public notebook, the accuracy was just 25%. Yep, it only got 2 out of the 8 cases right.
But, and this is so important, the creators are totally open about this. This isn't a finished product they're trying to sell you. That low accuracy score isn't a failure. It's a data point. It highlights what this whole thing is really about. It's an experiment in its very, very early stages.
And that brings us to the real point of all this. The innovation here isn't the accuracy of a parking ticket bot. It's the philosophy. It's a proof of concept for a future where AI systems don't just say, trust me, but can actually say, let me prove it to you. It's a fundamental shift from asking for blind faith to providing mathematical proof.
So this leaves us with a really big question, doesn't it? Is this the future? Does the journey toward a trustworthy AI mean we stop just chasing higher and higher accuracy scores inside these black boxes? Maybe, just maybe, it means we need to start over with a brand new foundation, one that might be imperfect at first, but is transparent and auditable from the ground up.